Are you moving to a new area, out of state, or across the country? It can be very stressful for us adults, and often we forget how challenging it can be for kids as well. So today we're going to cover what I learned that matters most to our kids when relocating across the country. I'm Christian Harris, founder of the C-Town team in Seattle, Washington. Today I'm joined by my 13-year-old son, Nolan, and a couple years ago we moved to an entirely different area, and we would love to share with you what we learned and some tips with you when it comes to moving to a new area with kiddos. So I'd say, tip one, include your kids in the moving decision. So, tell them up front so it's not a big secret, doesn't take them by surprise. It's what we did with you, right?
Yeah.
Yep. We said we were going to move, and we tried to include him in the decision-making process as much as we could. Obviously, depending on your situation, maybe have your kids have them help pick out the neighborhood that you're going to move to. It helps them feel like they're part of the decision-making process and that what they want matters and that they're not just along for the ride. If they feel like they have no control in the situation, that can cause a lot of anxiety and stress for the unknown. So maybe you could do something simple like even just letting them choose their own room color, repaint the room before they move in.
I think the color that I first chose, my favorite color that I would have chosen when we moved was probably like light North Carolina blue.
Ooh, yeah, a little Tar Heel blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's normal for them to have big feelings and maybe feel a little stressed, anxiety, probably see some tears as they're considering leaving the house they've known, leaving the only school they know and all their friends for an unknown area, a new school. The worry and anxiety of having new friends or having to make friends. This can all be very stressful and emotional for kids who don't necessarily have the words to express how they're feeling. Nolan, what would you say was the most scariest thing about when you found out that we were going to move?
Probably leaving all of my friends and family that I've known my entire life, and since I'm moving to a completely different state, I'm probably not going to see them again, which is because they're the only people I've ever known. Sure, that'd be very, very scary, very challenging. I know when we left, we didn't have a chance to do a going away party or anything, but we did, make sure that you had, the phone numbers and you could FaceTime with our neighbors and some of your closest friends. Was that helpful, staying in touch with your old friends? Yes, it was. I think my best friend that I had at the time, I don't have her number, but my parents, my dad, can FaceTime them and stuff, so I can see them. But with my other friends from school, I got their phone numbers and I can talk and text with them, and that's pretty good. It's fun. That make it a little easier making the move? Yeah, way easier, because if I didn't have that, it would be terrible because I couldn't talk with them and I'd probably forget about them over a certain period of time. Yeah, we don't want that. No. It's good to keep up with old friends. So in a nutshell, make sure you acknowledge and empathize with the feelings of your kids. Try not to downplay them or dismiss them, but at the same time, try to get them excited about the new area by sharing, maybe some cool new things about the area that they may love, some things they can look forward to. Maybe help them, make a list of activities or places they want to visit, so they have something to look forward to, and they kind of check off things, once they move to the new area. You can even help them do some research and discover the area before making the move, especially if the culture is going to be a lot different than where you're moving from. If you're moving from a city to a rural area or vice versa, there's going to be a little bit of a shock of what to expect and what they're used to. If you have the flexibility, take them on a tour and research the area before you actually move there. This can help them, alleviate some of the stress of the unknown and get them excited about things that they can look forward to. And I'd say do the same thing with the school. If you have the luxury of doing a visit beforehand, help them do a tour or take them on a tour of the new school. Maybe they can sit in on the classes. They can see how the teachers do things. They can see that the kids there are just the same as the kids back home, and that it's not going to be nearly as scary. They get the layout of the school. They get to see their teachers. They get to know what to expect when they are enrolled and start going to school there. So before I get to my last couple points here, if this video has been helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment below. Also, obviously I'm not making this for a specific city, but as you know, I do work primarily in the Seattle market. If you're looking to move to and from, I have a free seller's guide or buyer's guide that I would offer to you. Just look for the link in the description below and hope that is a helpful resource to you. If you're not in the Seattle area and you're having trouble finding a good real estate agent that you can trust and there's a good fit for you, reach out to me. I'd love to do a free consultation and connect you with one of my amazing referral partners from around the country.
So I'd say kind of one of my last tips would be consider doing a going away party. Invite your kids' friends from school or from their sports team or from church so that everyone can kind of celebrate, the friendships and, exchange numbers and, if they have cell phones, to stay in touch, be able to text and FaceTime with each other. But this can be a good opportunity to celebrate and kind of have a closure of sorts as you move from one chapter of life into the next chapter. Is there anything that I missed that you would like to give a tip for making it easier to move from one area to another?
No, I think you pretty much covered it all.
All right, I just made the perfect video for how to relocate with children, some things to keep in mind, and some tips to make the transition a little less stressful and a little easier for everyone in the family, especially the kids. If you have any questions or want more tips on relocating, from Seattle or to Seattle, feel free to reach out. I'd love to help you any way I can. Thanks for joining us, and see you on the next video. Are you moving to a new area or out of state or across the country? It can be very stressful. Thanks for joining us today. So today I am joined by my 13-year-old son, Nolan Harris. A couple years ago, we relocated from Today I'm joined by my 13-year-old son, Nolan. A few years ago, we relocated to an entirely new area and would love to share what we learned. And we would love to share... Dog. Nolan, come here. Today I'm joined by my 13-year-old son, Nolan Harris. A couple years ago, we moved to an entirely different area and we'd love to share what we learned in the process, as well as some tips when... All right. I look right there. Okay. So in a nutshell, you make sure you acknowledge and emphasize...